Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all again after so many years, but this story isn't about me. You all covered my story many years ago. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. But somewhere along the lines, I had some children, and this first story you're going to hear is about my firstborn, my baby.
Come on, Pops.
All right, my bad. But Corey Sheppard II, or Junior, whatever you want to call him, he is my baby. And as you all know, with my background, all my children were raised to stay out the streets, and whatever they wanted to do, make sure they give it their all. And this story is gonna go just like that. Also, some of you may remember, I'm a coach now, and it's my baby's senior year in high school, and that's where we're gonna pick up his story. The same as mine, but a lot different. I guess I'll let Junior take it from here.
Well, I guess there's no need for an introduction now, but y'all know my pop served a long time in the military, and he stuck to those standards on and off the field. I'm not sure how many of y'all can feel my pain when I say this, but having your parent work at the school you went to was tough. I couldn't skip on senior day. I couldn't sneak and talk to girls. It was almost as if my pops was just everywhere in that damn school, bruh. But looking back on it, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for him always being in my corner and teaching me the things he did. My pops has been my football coach since I could remember, and recently my baseball coach as well. Learning from him was some of the best information I could have gotten when it came to playing these sports. I always looked up to him growing up, because y'all know my pops played in the NFL, broke records, did all these amazing things, bro. I wanted to be just like him.
Well, that's too bad for Junior. While I do admire how he feels, as a parent, you always want your kids to be better than you, and I didn't have a great baseball career like he's gonna have, especially if he continues to listen. Nah, I didn't want my baby to be like me. I wanted him to be like the greatest athlete we've seen in a while, and that's none other than Deion Primetime Sanders. Now, I know Coach Prime personally, and Junior and him will have conversations all the time. It really influenced Junior to play cornerback, and I was all for it.
I wanted to be a quarterback like my pops since I was little, but he wanted me to be the next Deion Sanders, and instead of arguing with my pops, I went with it. And here we are. I'm a senior in high school, and our team has made it to the California State playoffs. And coach, my pops, was not wanting to lose. Neither did the team. I just wish I was the QB to win it for us on offense. But pops did let me play some offense. I was the punt returner and kickoff returner for the team. Getting this first punt from the 45 in this round of the playoffs, I was definitely hoping to take it all the way back, but I just ran out of room to work with. This is definitely an area that I want to improve. But one thing my pops taught me how to do was tackle. Granted, he wanted me to be like Deion, but Deion wasn't the greatest tackler. But I'm getting a big hit on the tight end, and if you thought that was a fluke, on first down, getting this open field tackle on my own, sitting the running back down. Fast forward to the third quarter, and Orange Lutheran is down big, which means it's time to keep making their day worse. QB throws a dump down to the sidelines where I'm waiting with open arms for the pick. Not only that, but I gather my feet before going out of bounds, turn on the Jets, and that's a big pick six to deflate this offense and let them know there was no chance to make a comeback in this game they already lost. Back on the field late in the fourth, and we're up 21. When the QB thinks he has one over top, I'm using my athleticism to jump the pass, and I'm trying my best to get down the field as fast as possible, but I get caught up at the 41-yard line, and that's pick number 2 in this round. But before we are completely done with this game, QB tried to throw another one my way, and I just batted down so we can go, because I'm tired now. And we advance to the next round, crushing these guys. And I'm the player of the game with 2 picks, 1 touchdown, and 2 tackles. Being a 4-star cornerback, I pretty much have almost every college trying to pick me up. And I know getting this 5th star during this playoff run is going to make my options that much easier. But I also know my pops has a couple of schools in mind where he wants me to go, so I'm not even tripping about it. It's late in the third quarter, and I've been playing pretty solid defense up until this point when I give up one over the top, and I had to halt bro down for the stop. But no worries, because I'm not about to have my dad chew me out. I'm playing perfect coverage, and I'm not sure why, but the QB delivers me a strike over the middle, and I come down with it, trying to make a way for me to return it, but I get taken down at the 23. I guess the QB thought I wasn't who the stats said I was, but now he gets it. Then they come back out on the field next drive. Tight end is trying to run a post, but I'm sitting under it, and I'm assuming they thought bro was gonna moss me, but my vert had other plans. Another interception for your boy, and I'm diving into the end zone for the pick 6. In this game alone, I knew I was going to get me that 5th star I was looking for. And still in the third quarter, I'm playing 2 for my zone. QB makes his decision, and it looks as if he threw it right to me. I turn around and try to get down the sideline just like last time, breaking a tackle, but eventually taken down. Like, they really got to stop trying me, because that's 11 picks this season alone, and we still have another round to go. 1 second left in the third, wide out makes a quick drop I wasn't prepared for. It gets him open for a second, but my speed is outmatched as I recover for the pick and stride that carries me to the end zone for my second pick 6 in this crucial playoff game. I'll go ahead and take my bow and that 5th star if you don't mind. Oh, and don't forget, my pops taught me not to be afraid of knocking somebody's chin strap off, finding the ball and delivering a big hit to the running back. Then I come right back, giving up the catch, but knocking that ball right back out, leaving Goofy on the ground. Then to make matters worse, the desperation pass over the top after I already got 4 picks to my name. I'll take number 5. I'm too tired to make an actual attempt at returning this one, and I go down at midfield. But that's the game. Another player of the game, and we advance to the state championship against St. John Bosco. Now, St. John is the number 2 team in all of California right behind us. And UCI cared nothing about that, coming in making a big tackle to start the game. It's 14-3 right now, and watch how I read the ride outsides. Staying in my zone. And as the receiver goes up, so do I. Give me that pick. And I tried my best to take it to the crib, but I just couldn't turn on the burners in time. I get caught at the 29-yard line, but ultimately keeping St. John's momentum at bay. 28-17, we've given up our fair share of touchdowns, and it's because of mistakes like this. I just over-pursued the ball, but I do get the tackle afterwards. But they won't fool me twice. It's a streak, and the QB thinks he has me beat. When I go upstairs to grab another pick in the state championship game, I wanted that pick 6, but I just couldn't get there. And it's all good because we win state. And that's another trophy for the guys here at Westside High, and the first for my pops and his team. But it's time for my favorite part of the year, and that's baseball season. As we mentioned earlier, my pops is the coach of this team, and he's been training and putting me with professional trainers all my life. With my strength and speed from football, I was the perfect 5-star outfielder scouts were drooling over. Of course, I wanted to be a pitcher, but my pops was dead set on me being the outfield. And bruh, he might have been right about me not being a pitcher. While the stage was all set, another playoff run for Westside High Eagles for the California state title. My pops had it in his head that this would make a great story for you all to cover if I could win a championship at every level. And then I went pro, I could fight to win it there as well. Unfortunately, we didn't have the team we had in football, and I was that guy on the diamond, crushing a changeup at the plate for the infield double as the ball bounces over the fence. Back up the bat at the bottom of the 4th, I take the inside pitch stupidly, but luckily we're still up by 3 runs, and I made that stupid mistake. But back up the bat, we got a man on, 1 out, and Pops just wants me to get on base and load it up, hopefully to secure a bigger lead because Central is fighting back every inning. I'm glad what my Pops had planned worked out because we cashed in another run, and our defense was up to par this game to close out the first round of the playoffs, winning by 2 runs. I adapted up with the guys, and before I could leave, Pops let me know another recruiter wanted to introduce himself to me. Anytime my pops told me there was a recruiter near, he already vetted them out, and it usually meant this was one of those schools he wanted me to attend. And that's cool and all, and he never really flat out told me this was a school he preferred I attend. I could just sense it. Either way, next round we got the Eastside Bobcats, and these guys always gave us a run for our money, but you see me hyping the guys up, trying to get them ready for the fight today. But something my pops always told me was to lead by example. And to start the game, I get the opportunity to ignite that fire in the team on a diving catch, and the sun really got me because I swear I caught it. But when I got up, the ball was not in my gloves. I'm going to bounce right back, just like I do in football. When I give up a play, I'm going to get it right back. With my guys on first and second, I smash a fastball, sent high across the plate for the home run, getting my guys fired right back up. And as I learned from my pops, that's what a leader does.
Made them pay for that one. A 3-run home run. And that's how they take the lead. It's 3-0.
So I lock in and come right back and crush an inside ball for a single, and all my baseball guys know that was a fluke because it could have easily been a pop fly. But when the baseball guys are shining down on you, what can you do? And here we go, taking a dumb pitch and making it into something that was my specialty in high school. And I know scouts weren't liking it because there wasn't a pitch I didn't like. And yet again, I made something out of nothing, getting on base. We're only up 1, bottom of the 6th, and I got my guy on base, and I'm thinking home run. But my decision making was showing, and I thought I sent one out the park, and it was a pop fly, sending me back to the dugout. I ain't even want to look at Pops because I know he was pissed. Luckily, our defense held up, and we advanced to the next round, barely winning by 1 run, and thank God we did, because it would have been all my fault if we took the L. But here we go. State championship against the Bulldogs, and although we never played these guys, I could tell we were in for a game. My first at bat, I'm up in the count, and what I thought was a perfect hit went straight to the shortstop for a quick out, and I'm already feeling defeated, and the game just started. But the top of the 3rd, I got a man in scoring position, and this time I do get the perfect pitch and swing. And everyone at that stadium knew where that ball was going, and it was gone.
To deep right center, and it's gone. A home run. Made them pay for that one. A 2-run blast. And they add on. It's 3-0.
Big home run and RBI, dapping up Pops at third base like we always do. Celebrating with the homies at home base like we always do. And I'm thinking we're up by 3 runs. We got this in the bag. 2 innings later, and the score is tied 3-3. And I'm looking to make this a game. Fastball across the plate means I'm trying to send the ball to the moon. And with the man on first base, not only do I crush the ball, I get another RBI in this championship game. And these Bulldogs are looking like pups at the moment. I see Pops at third base, and it's all smiles right now. But at the top of the 7th, Pops got the bases loaded, and he's looking to me for the grand slam to really put this game away. But that same fastball I crushed a few innings ago just wouldn't fly out the stadium like I wanted it to. And instead of being a hero, I got a sac fly RBI, only putting us up 2 and an out. But ultimately, I would be the reason we would take the L in the state championship by 1 run. But it could have been by 5 runs. That was a tough drive home, but like Pop says, trouble don't last always, and you'll understand when I tell you this. You know, Pops always told me losing that game wasn't the end of the world. Because of my hard work prior and some talks being heard around the league, the MLB was interested to see me perform at the Combine. Apparently, I was a top prospect for this year's draft. And I know things are moving fast, but imagine how I felt when I heard the news. All I know is it's time to get on my flight and perform for these scouts. Good news is, even with me participating in the Combine, without an agent and being drafted, I was still eligible to play college ball if I wanted to. And the way the news anchors were talking about it, I was really the next baseball prodigy. Day 1 of the Combine was just hitting and fielding drills that you guys know I could crush easily. And from what I was seeing and hearing from Pops, I was performing better than my counterparts, but he was telling me the real challenge was the next days coming up where they could see me in game situations. Now I'm starting off in the outfield, difficult fly ball for some, but I'm showing off my speed to the scouts, catching this one for the out. Up to bat for the first time, and I'm trying to make better decisions here. I get a nice hit for a single, and I'm feeling good right now. My 3rd at bat after striking out, I know I need to show my strength to the scouts, crushing one deep. Almost a home run, but it bounces off the top of the wall. But I do secure 2 RBIs on that at bat, and I'm starting to sell it in a bit. Now that was day 1. I couldn't have asked for a better start to the Combine. But day 2 was one to forget. I only had 2 instances out of 9 innings that looked good. The first one was an infield double that luckily bounced over the wall, and a pop fly that I couldn't get under, but I was able to relay the 3rd and get the out. Now this last day, I needed to have a better performance. Getting started with a base hit, then I come back sending the ball right back at the pitcher as it bounces to the outfield for my 2nd base hit. Then I'm back again at the top of the 6th, getting another base hit, letting the scouts know I'm reliable when it comes to my hitting. Top of the 8th, I get another chance. This time I send it down the left foul line for a nice double, and I'm looking real solid today.
Throws to 2nd. That's a double, makes it a 4-hit game.
And we can't forget defense. I'm in the outfield, game tied. Not only do I get the catch, but I throw a man out at 3rd base for the double play, sending us to an extra inning where I'm up to swing. Man on 1st and 3rd, and I crush one. Not a home run, but deep enough for the go-ahead RBI to put us up 2 scores. Now to close it out, pop fly, I easily walk into the catch, but the runner tags up at second and I throw the ball so hard I fall. And luckily the ump is on our side and calls the man out for another double play, and I'm feeling like the man right now as we close the final game of the combine out with a win and a huge contribution from me. Now let's fast forward to the MLB draft, and it's the second round. I'm not really taking all of this seriously still because I'm just living in the moment. I'm still 18 years old, but here I am and my name gets called. The Mariners actually drafted me early in the second round of the MLB draft. Like this was a surreal moment for me and my family because I'm so young, but this will be a life-changing decision. Again, I'm just thankful that my pops was on my side because he had to bring me back to reality after the draft and let me know I still had options. I could either accept the deal that the Mariners had for me, or I could go to college, play football as well, because I had offers there too. It was a lot to think about, but this is what my pops had been training me for all my life. I'm just thankful that I had options unlike him. Now, next episode, I'm going to have to be a man and make one of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make. I'll see y'all then.
Was I too hard on Junior? Maybe I was looking back on it. Will I take blame for what happened? As a man, I have to say no. But after some much needed therapy, I will say I am partially to blame. See, my mama didn't have a tight grip on me when I was growing up like I thought was right for Junior. Because I thought my mama not being too strict led me down the path I took, which wasn't a bad one. I just wasted a lot of time. I thought having a tight structure like the Army taught me and the discipline would lead Junior down the right path and everything would be wonderful, but I was wrong. I wish I could go back and change everything for him. It was the summer after his senior year. Everyone was on a high because Junior had been drafted and he was at a crossroads on what he wanted to do. I called up Deion, who had been recruiting Junior for a while, and let him know what was going on. Deion gave Junior a call, and right then and there, Junior made up his mind to go to Boulder for college. Colorado didn't have the greatest baseball team, but all that meant was Junior was going to stand out even more. Unfortunately, there isn't much for Junior to do in Boulder, and he was finally free, most importantly. My heart was broken one night. I got a call from Boulder police saying they pulled over a drunk driver who said, "Call my daddy. Everything will be okay. Just call my daddy." I couldn't believe it, but Junior was pulled over for driving under the influence, drinking underage, and he was going to be placed under arrest for the night. I caught an immediate flight over to go check on my baby, and when they told me his blood alcohol level, I was devastated. I don't have to tell you all what could have happened if the cops didn't stop Junior. All I could do was get him on a flight and get him back home.
Bruh, I was just having some fun with a group of guys from the baseball team. That's it. I wasn't trying to kill anyone, anything like that. I was just trying to have some fun.
And as you can see, Junior had a lot of growing up to do. And of course it gets worse from there because media outlets got a hold of the story and things went from bad to worse. Deion called and let me know that he would have to take Junior's scholarship, and if he wanted to come back, it would have to be next year after he's done rehabilitation, community service, all that. And I definitely agree with him. Junior wasn't ready to be on his own right now. Keeping him on a short leash, I never really taught him how to be social and make his own decisions. And that's why I said earlier, I am partially to blame for all of this happening. It's funny, as a parent, you do all you can, all you think that's right for your kids, to not turn out like you, but they end up right in the same spot. And now, I have to make sure that my baby doesn't get blacklisted from sports, period, and make sure he's put in a position to succeed no matter what. I did have one more string that I could pull to ensure Junior wouldn't have to sit out a year and get back to business, and this was my last resort, but I knew it would work. I had to call the one family I knew had power to make something shake for my boy, and y'all all know them all too well. Needless to say, it worked.
I'm not sure how my pops pulled it off, but I would be attending UCLA, and my pops and the staff at UCLA told me that I was going to have to sit down and grow up for a couple of years. And because I was close to home my first 2 years, I was under probation due to the seriousness of my case. I also would be heavily involved in the community, hosting food drives, giving back to the homeless, pretty much getting my notoriety back in good graces. And I did just that. I grew up. In my third year at UCLA, they put me back on scholarship, and I made sure that this opportunity didn't slip past me. I had to complete my redemption. The beginning of my junior year at UCLA, I had become that guy again, on and off the field. There were some who still brought up my past events in my life, but that was something I just had to deal with. But it wasn't all bad. I just had to take this on the chin like a man. Like I said, I had grown up, and I'm about to be 21 soon, and this was a make or break for me. I couldn't let my mistakes from the past define me. First game as a junior, and we opened up the season against San Diego State, who's up by 3 points, and I'm hitting harder than ever right now. Not only that, while I've been flying under the radar, my speed has become one of the best in college football, and you can see it on display as I get under the ball for the pick to stop the touchdown. I try to run it back, but that was clearly a bad idea. But peep my speed right now. I'm in on punt return, and my blockers are making a wall for me to run down the sideline, and no one can keep up even if they wanted to. And this is the way I'm starting off the season. I've had some moments in my freshman and sophomore season, but this season I'm all in and it's showing already. Third quarter, we're up 18, and the QB thought he saw something in the defense, and he did. It was me. Threw the ball straight to me. And like I told y'all, I got something to prove. Jets are turned on as I walk into the end zone. First pick six of the season, and I wanted more. It's the fourth quarter and the coach is letting us play even though it's a blowout. And watch how I close out on the receiver when I notice the QB is targeting him. Jump that route for another interception in this game, and UCLA is looking like a #1 contender. It's 31-45. Coach put in a second string for a bit, but State wanted to make this game look better than it was. I'm icing the game with a late game interception, getting the guys back on the sideline and back in the locker room as we dominate the season opener 31-45. It was a great day on the field. 4 interceptions resulting in 1 pick six and a tutty on a punt return. Now, this gave me my first Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week award and my first National Player of the Week award, with many more that would come the weeks following. I was the big dog on campus again. Finally able to come out of the shell of shame and walk around with my head high for a change. But as the season went on, the mission stayed the same, but got increasingly more difficult. We started to win every game against some great competition too. I'm talking about ESPN Classics, the straight dog walking teams that took us for granted. We ended up finishing the season undefeated, which is why I said the mission was getting more challenging, because as the #1 team in the nation, we had to make sure that we kept that image. Pretty much my life story right now. Big Ten Conference Championship game against Illinois, and to be fair, we did not come into this game believing they had a chance. I honestly just took this as a formality to get the chance to win it all. And again, being the #1 team in the nation, we had a target on our backs, and every team wanted to be the ones to take us down. And being on defense meant we had to be the ones to let them know it really wasn't sweet on that side of the ball. Not only on defense, but every aspect of the game. We only gave up 3 points, and I get another shot to do something spectacular off the punt. I get it at the 23. I make a move to get into some open space, and it's a foot race. And you know them goofies are not catching me. They just don't have the talent to keep up with me. That's a tutty, putting us up 11 points before halftime, and I could smell the blood in the water. But that was pretty much my only highlight that game. The rest of the game was just hard-nosed defense from all the guys, and we win that game convincingly. 7 total tackles from me, and the guys are all smiles heading into the biggest fight of our lives. I had a pretty solid season, and that was a great way to end it going into the championship games. I did end up winning best defensive back and best special teams returner. My pops was proud of me. It seemed as if the hating and the reminders calmed down, and for a moment, it felt as if everything was back to normal. Not only that, but we made it all the way through to the national championship game, where we would be facing off against my pop's alma mater.
Listen, as y'all know, I did some major work at Georgia. I broke records that hadn't been broken in centuries, and although this is my alma mater, the people over at Georgia are assholes. That's why I didn't send my baby down there. But I'm rooting for him. It's going to be a tough game, but I had to let him know I'm in his corner. Win, lose, or draw.
Pops had been hammering it in my head that this Georgia team was no slouch. And although we were the #1 team in the nation, I shouldn't allow those numbers to get in my head. This game could go either way if the team and I didn't lock in and take full advantage of the situation at hand. I knew I was ready, but I couldn't control how the team was going to play. Something I learned while I was sitting down was I can only control what I do. I'm responsible for me and my efforts, no one else. Which is why when the game was deadlocked late in the first quarter, I knew I needed to make a move. QB tried to throw a quick one on a streak, but I'm going up to grab that. These Georgia boys are a lot faster than the guys we played previously, and I get tackled right before I turn it into a pick six. I should have dove in for that tutty. The guys on offense would score, but unfortunately on 3rd and inches, we would give up the score right back. The offense would throw a pick six, and now we're down a score. Right here, I wish I could have caught this pass because the very next play, we give up the tutty in the back of the end zone, putting us down 2 scores heading into the locker room. But coming back out for the second half, none of us were ready to give up. Down 4 points in the fourth, and we got them to a 3rd and 20. I'm climbing upstairs to get a pick. I try to put the offense in a position to put up 7, breaking a tackle, but I get forced out of bounds. Nevertheless, we were cooking. 21-19, I get a big stop on 3rd down as Georgia is trying to run out the clock. They missed that field goal somehow, and this is where things go left. The offense is trying to make a push downfield, but the QB throws into damn near triple coverage. The ball is picked off, and to make matters worse, is a pick six. And that was our national championship dreams. I'm not sure what happened to the offense, but they just couldn't score no matter how many opportunities they had. Was I upset? Of course I was. But from all that I've learned these past 3 years, I know that I can only control what I can control. And this was a great send-off for me. 7 tackles, 2 picks. I feel great about my performance. You smell that in the air? Yeah. It's baseball season, and I have the reputation of Mr. Home Run on the team. And we've had a great season, so much so that we're in the fight to become national champions. And this is the first time since I've been here that we've gotten this close. And after that football season ended, I know I needed this one. First round is against TCU, a team that really recruited me heavily even after my mishap my freshman year, but I thought it would be best to stay close to home. But even though they were very kind to me, I had to make sure they didn't make it through to the next round. But at the top of the second inning, we were already up 5-0, and this was my second at bat. I take that second pitch and knock one to the wall for an RBI double, keeping our momentum going. It's 6-3, and I got my guy on second. The first pitch is a fastball, and I'm on it. Mr. Home Run is what I told y'all they called me, and you see why. These past 2 years, being locked into the gym, perfecting my game has really done a lot for me. Almost like a blessing in disguise.
This is one of those moments they'll talk about for years with his teammates.
Yeah, Boog, that's some high-end collegiate stage. This is his last run, doing everything he can.
Awesome.
And in that outfield, I was cooking as well, showcasing my athleticism. I'm tracking down the ball that looked like it was going to be crushed. I'm diving for the pick. I'm diving for the catch with this game being close. But it's 8-8 at the top of the 7th. Nobody on, no outs. I'm looking to get on base and not sell the team. Hitting one back to the wall again for another double, and the game is coming to me easy at the moment. Another defensive play that can't go unnoticed. We're only up 1 run, and giving up a big hit here will only make things worse for us. All I hear is the ball get smacked, and that metal bat sounds so good, but I had to lock in. Tracking the ball down, and just like I do in football, I take that leap and I feel the ball connect with my glove as I come crashing down to the ground. But I'm right back up like a G. If that doesn't motivate the guys, I don't know what will. And after some more back and forth, we walk away with a win 13-14, barely making it to the next round, but we can't worry about that. Next round against South Carolina, I got a man on 2 outs and I'm already 0 for 1. Fastball comes across the plate and you know I'm sending that one, or at least I tried. It was far enough for an infield double that puts us in scoring position. Fast forward to the bottom of the 8th, and we're down 3 runs. Coach has a man on first, and I have no other choice but to put the ball in the gap, make sure I get us in scoring position again to somehow make this a game. Sitting right down the middle, and now we got guys on first and third. But this moment is where I failed before in high school, and for years I've been thinking about that moment, and if given the opportunity, I would do what I did just now. And that's absolutely crush the ball for a walk-off home run to give us a win that mattered just as much as this one did. I miss having my pops on third base to celebrate with, but it is what it is. Y'all have to forgive me, man. I'm feeling a little bit emotional right now. Man, to think where I came from to now, doing something like this and I'm getting love for it feels amazing. But I know the journey isn't over just yet. Semifinals against the Longhorns, and my first at bat was a simple one to say the least. Easy single to load up the bases with one out is the game plan for now, and I'm locked in. We would score off those plays as coach planned, and here I am, first showing on defense, and I'm ready to make a play. Bro crushed one, and it's a big play if I don't grab it. Thank God for sunglasses as I find the ball, make the dive, and it's another crazy catch for me when it mattered the most and my team was depending on me. I told y'all I was really the man on campus. Not only that, but I missed a home run, and don't forget it, because my last two at-bats were trash. I'm down 0-1 in the count, but this fastball is just too right, and I sent the ball flying. Everybody saw where that ball was headed, and it was a big grand slam to put us up even more than we were already up by. Texas couldn't do anything but hang their heads with this one, but this game was far from over, unfortunately.
He's on top of the we know what is.
Absolutely. A swing he will never forget.
Now look, the game is tied, and it's the top of extra innings. A man on base with no outs means trouble. I don't think they understand, but when I say that fastball come my way, it's a wrap, it's a wrap. And sure enough, the ball did fly for me. No home run, but it was deep enough to left field for the go-ahead RBI to put us up by 1 run. Our defense was locked in and got them boys out of here for the 1-run win, and we advanced to the finals. Tough win today, and we can't have a game like this again where we give up so many runs late in the game and we have to rally back. We need a definitive win in the finals, so there's no questions. Finals game against none other than LSU. I don't have to say that this is a big game for me. Coming from football, I've already been in situations like this where the team is highly ranked and we come in and shit the bed. I'm not trying to have a repeat. Remember, the goal was for me to win championships at every level, and unfortunately for me, when put in those situations, I never won both, and I'm still looking for that opportunity. Starting my day in the outfield, line drive comes through, and I'm not sure what Goofy was thinking going for 2, but I'm throwing him out at second. Easy out for the guys.
Out, trying for 2.
Gotta love the hustle.
No points on the board for either teams. We've been struggling, but the bottom of the 5th, that 95-mile-per-hour fastball comes my way, and I try my best to destroy it. I'm just watching the outfielder to see his response. He goes for the jump, but misses the steal, and that's a solo home run to give us the lead late in this game. Just what we needed at the moment.
It's like a parade out there singing.
And you can tell he's loving every second, dude. This is the college baseball championship. Moments like this are what players dream about.
Yeah, real.
2 innings later, we're up 1 run, man on, no outs. I'm up 3-2 in the count. Fastball that I hit right over the third baseman's head, getting the base hit for the RBI, putting us up 2 runs, and that was my college baseball career. We go on to win it all, and like I said before, it's bittersweet winning a championship in one sport and not in the other. Sometimes I wish my pops would have let me be a QB like him, bruh. I bet we would have won a college championship in football too. But I'm living in the moment with my guys on the diamond as we bring 1 home for UCLA. And now my name will be written down in the books of one of the greatest UCLA players to ever do it. And that's still a big deal. And just like my pops did in Georgia, at UCLA, I was breaking records, winning awards, and I'm technically older than most. As far as football, not really. I stayed 1 extra year than most would. Baseball, I'm a couple of years late, but it is what it is. Needless to say, I'm entering the NFL draft this next season and the MLB draft. I'm not sure where I'll be drafted, but Pop said he got something up his sleeve. So I'm interested to see what that's all about. But I guess we will see in the next episode. See y'all then.
This was it. It was time for my baby to make his transition from college to professional. Now, I'm not one to overhype my kids, but they were good. Not even good. They were great. And now was the time to make good on all his hard work and effort he had put in since he was a child.
Although I didn't make good on winning the championship in both games, this was my time, and I think the scouts were seeing how hungry I was when it came to being successful. My pops let me know that playing both sports was going to be ridiculously hard and confusing. I just needed to put up as much effort into recovery as I did the games. The only issue was that I wasn't going to be able to play every game in both seasons. Luckily, from April to July, it was MLB only. November through February, I could focus on the NFL a little bit. But August through October, I was cooked. And that's when I had to make a tough decision on which games I would play, depending on how deep in the team was.
Like my son told y'all in the first episode, I had a trick up my sleeve. And the way Junior was playing baseball, the plan had come together effortlessly. And it was simple. My son was going to be what Cleveland wanted LeBron James to be, and that's a king.
I don't know. My pops always had big dreams for my brothers and I. This might be taking it too far, but Pops helped me get this far. I'm not going to deviate from the plan now. Let's see what he got going on. Either way, I'm fighting for a championship in both sports.
That's all I needed to hear from Junior, was that he was willing to fight. I had been in talks with Chicago. As you know, I was one of the greats there, but they weren't interested. Cleveland was my next option, and they loved the idea of Junior coming in as one of the best corners in the game and the absolute best baseball player in this year's draft. It made too much sense. So on draft night, Cleveland had the first pick in the MLB draft, and they picked up Junior. Now in the NFL draft, Cleveland traded up and snagged Junior mid-first round. And the hardest part was done. Cleveland managed to snag Junior in both sports. Now it was time to lock in.
I'm rich. There's no other way to say it. All my hard work paid off, and it was time to have some fun before I clocked in for both jobs. Imagine, I'm making huge money from the MLB, a nice little check from the NFL. The world is mine.
Now I had to remember Junior was still a kid and let him spend his money the way he wanted to. I had to loosen up and let him make some mistakes while also making sure he did his job and didn't get too distracted. Yeah, the money was crazy. From the endorsements to his paycheck, there was a lot of money being passed around. But I didn't think he was really seeing how much money he was going to spend just in recovery alone.
Bro, I just got off the phone with my accountant, and they already telling me to slow down on my spending. They saying at the rate I'm spending my money for the month, I'm going to be in the red by next week if I don't slow down. Apparently, my pop set me up on the same recovery system LeBron has, and that costs millions of dollars every year. Crazy thing is, I feel good right now. I'm still young. No way I'm going to need all this. But the more I talk about it, the more I'm getting frustrated. And let's get into the season. The anticipation for the baseball season was high, especially with me being the #1 pick in the draft. I was already being looked at as a major reason Cleveland could have a postseason. Was I intimidated by the pressure? Hell no, because I know I'm really that guy in baseball, and I know not too many pitchers can deal with me on any level. Here I am against the Giants, and I get my first chance to make good on my pop's plan. Pitcher is throwing unorthodox as hell, but I wait on it, smash it. I thought my first hit was going to be a homer, which would have been crazy, but it bounces off the wall for a double, and that was a big moment for me. I'm starting to capitalize on these clutch moments when everyone is paying attention, and it only gets better from here.
Sheppard with his first major league hit, and this is a moment I'm sure he'll never forget.
In the same series against the Giants, I'm 1 for 2. It's the top of the fourth, and for whatever reason, the pitcher throws a fastball across the plate, and I felt it in the bat, bro. It felt so good, but I didn't want to get my hopes up that it was a home run until I watched the ball fall over the wall barely. But nevertheless, my first home run was out of the way, and now the pressure of seeing the ball fly over the wall was gone. But the new pressure of people wanting to see it again and again was added.
Feels like a huge weight just been taken off your back. You can go up there with a lot less pressure on you now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets hot for him.
Now, the baseball season was going smooth, and I was enjoying the hell out of it. I don't know if I secretly enjoyed baseball more than I did football, but baseball just came easily for me. But then it was time to report to the facilities for the NFL season to get underway, and this is when things started to get very interesting. The GM really wanted to make this Cleveland defense as strong as possible, which meant I had to lock in because I can't lie. On the defensive side, it was looking scary for the opposing team, but it was looking scarier for me and the trust this team had in me, giving up an easy route to the receiver. Oh, but it gets much worse. We managed to get them to a 2nd and 24. I'm just backpedaling, not even noticing that the receiver was in my zone. I turn my hips way too late and give up a touchdown and the lead in the second. But I had time to really look at my mistakes and wake the hell up. We're back up 3 in this game, and the Cowboys are taking a shot downfield with 20 seconds left, and I'm using my baseball talents to climb the ladder to get to the ball. I turn around, try to make a move, breaking a tackle, but I do go down a couple of yards later. Nevertheless, I secured my first interception of my career in my first game in the pros. I felt amazing, but that feeling almost instantly went away as I get beat by CeeDee Lamb over the top, but thankfully my pops taught me how to knock a helmet or two off and I break up the blown assignment. Fourth quarter, we're up 16-7. Dak is trying me again. This time I follow the assignment all the way through, rise up for the pick, but my guy Delpit comes and swats the ball down and I'm sick. But it's okay, because from the 1 yard line, Dallas thought it would be smart to put the ball in the air, and before Delpit could bat this one down, I'm snagging it damn near out of his hands, and before I could even think about returning it, I'm taken down by a Dallas tight end and Delpit. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I know I'm a rookie, but you could just tell me to relax. It is what it is, though, because I'm not here to make friends. I just want to win. 20 seconds left in the game, and it's easy pickings. This time, I really want to take one back, and I thought I had a lane, but it ran out quickly. Might as well move Dak to defense, because that's all he knew how to play today. Big season opener win for the Browns, and what a debut from the kid. 3 picks, a couple of blown assignments, but overall decent play from me. And I wish the rest of the regular season was as calm as this, but as I said before, the next 2 months were absolute hell for me as far as deciding which sport I was going to play. I was in constant talks with both front offices on which games were key and which ones I needed to be present for to give the team an extra push to make sure we secure enough wins to have a postseason. I'm looking at my pops like, yo, I need to invest in a private jet so I can make sure I'm getting to the cities I need to be in to make sure that everyone is happy with my performances.
Junior done bought a jet, and I'm stressed out because I don't think Junior knows how much fuel costs these days. I know I'm the one that wanted Junior to play both sports and be successful, but now I'm looking at my account wondering why my money is starting to go down. This is getting crazy. This is out of control.
Listen, don't let my pops confuse you all. I'm rich, I'm talented, and my accountant assured me with the next few endorsement deals I got coming up, all these expenses will be covered. No sweat. So we zoomed through August and September, which meant it was time for Cleveland's postseason in the MLB, and the boys had made it to the wild card for the American League, and this was the moment my pops and I had prayed for. This was the first step to winning a World Series, and we had to make it past this point if there was going to be a chance at seeing that happen. But let's get into it. I'm up to bat, bottom of the second, a man on, and I smash one down the left field for the easy single. Detroit goes up 1, and I'm back to back with 2 outs, and all I'm thinking is home run. Tie this game up. 97-mile-per-hour fastball, found the ball and crushed it. Tried to send that ball to my pops in the press box, and all I hear is sirens and fireworks. This was my moment. They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw another fastball come my way, this time high in the box, crushed it again. But I told y'all, I've been embracing these moments now. We were down 2 runs and I had a man on. This hit tied the game up for us, and this was life or death at this moment, because if we don't win this game, the season is over. Bottom of the 9th, no outs. Coach just wants me to get on base, and although I heard him, I definitely wanted to be the hero. Luckily for me, the ball bounces high off the wall, so there's no chance to make a play on it. I'm at second base, and before you know it, we're moving on to the next round in this World Series chase, and we're all smiles. This is why they drafted me. I was a game changer, and I wanted to make sure every moment I had, I would continue to impact the game as much as possible. Unfortunately for me, I would have to go back for some crucial games for the Browns, which meant I would miss the American League Division Series, which my guys pulled off without me against the Twins. I'm glad that the team wasn't too reliant on me to win crucial games, but I would travel back to play in the last game of the American League Championship against the Red Sox, and my fatigue was showing. My first at bat was an easy ground out that turned 2. This was not how I wanted to start, so I had to turn on that Mr. Home Run mentality. Luckily, the next at bat was a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, high and in the middle, which I took advantage of and crushed it. With 2 men on, our 1-2 deficit turned into a 4-2 lead at the bottom of the 3rd. 2 innings later, I got a man on, 1 out. No way they sent another fastball across the plate like I wasn't going to kill that one too. And sure enough, the guys win this game with a major contribution from me. They honestly would have won this game without me because they were already leading the series 3-1. I guess the front office wanted to make sure we won that game for sure, and there were no questions about it. But we were American League champs, and that only meant one thing from here. The guys were going to have to play some of the greatest games of baseball next series, because that next series was it. It didn't go as planned in game 1 against the Dodgers for the World Series. It was a tough game, only losing by 1 run. Games like this makes me wish I could be there for the guys, but I had other obligations with the NFL going on. Game 2, the guys would bounce back and take one, tying the series up 1-1. I couldn't do anything but smile and be happy for the team. And the back and forth would continue as the Dodgers would win, then we would win, until it was time to decide who would be the World Series champ, and that's where I come in. Bottom of the second, it doesn't seem as if my presence was a game changer because we're down 4 runs, but I put the ball in a gap for a base hit, hopefully doing something for the team's morale. We put up 1 run, and I'm in the outfield, and there are no outs. I hear the crack of the bat, had to track the ball down, made my way to the warning track, and I was ready to crash for the out. Luckily, the ball shortened up and I made the easy one. But this next at bat is what dreams are made of. Grand slam opportunity. He sends the fastball low for the first pitch, and that was the biggest mistake of the night from the Dodgers as they gift wrapped that grand slam for me, putting us up 1 run. Still a lot of game left to play though. Back on defense, and bro hits the ball right to me out of my peripheral. I see bro waiting for me to catch the ball at second, and as soon as the ball hit my hands, all I hear is everyone say 3, 3. Thank goodness I got the ball there in time, or the ump is just on our side at the moment, but he was called out. Still up by 1 run. We're in the bottom of the 5th. People say the pitch bro threw was a cutter, and it just looked like a regular pitch to me. I tried to send it to the moon, and it barely makes it over the wall, but it still did make it over the wall. And that was a major home run in this World Series game, especially because we had 2 men on at the time. And if they weren't calling me Mr. Home Run for breaking the home run record during the regular season, they definitely should be calling me that now. But no lead is ever safe when you're playing a team like the Dodgers. We're only up 3 runs. I got 2 on, bottom of the 8th. I'm sending this ball down the left foul line. That's going to get me 2 RBIs and me on second base, which puts this game far enough ahead for the Cleveland Guardians to be your 2025 World Series champions. But most importantly, what a series from the guys to not get swept by the Dodgers and continuing to fight to have the chance to be here. All I did was clean up. Look, I was just happy to be able to be a part of this organization, and that was that. We got Cleveland their 3rd World Series ever. And again, I'm just happy to be here. Now that the baseball season is officially done, it's time to close out the NFL regular season and try to do the same and win that Super Bowl. Now, the guys have been kicking it into high gear this season, and we've only lost 2 games. And I'm back just in time for the divisional playoffs against the Bills. This was my moment to make all the hopes and wishes for my career come true. Sitting under the receiver before completely turning and running gets my first pick of the game. No chance of returning this one, but we get the ball back to the offense, only up 2 points. The offense is just not clicking right now, but that's why the front office wanted to add more to the defense. Coming down with the pick on this play, I break a tackle, but the return doesn't happen. But ultimately, we keep the Bills from scoring, giving the offense another shot at scoring late in this game. A minute 20 left in this game, and all the offense has come up with is a field goal. Can't lie, I got a little confused by the routes, but my speed helps me recover for the pass deflection because the Bills are threatening to score and make this game something. And boy, was it nothing. Winning this first round 5-0, you can see what the front office was thinking drafting me, and I'm just trying to make good on the investment. AFC Championship game against arguably the best team in the NFL when it comes to postseason games, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. So many threats on the offensive side of the ball, we really needed to lock in for this one. From the 18-yard line, we've already given up too much. 3rd and 4, the middle of the field is wide open, and that's a touchdown to someone coach has been telling us for weeks to keep a special eye on, and we sold. But the offense is on one today because we knew we wouldn't be able to stop Kansas all the time. It's 9-21. and we give up an absolute bomb over the top, and now it's 16-21, and we leave it in the offense's hand to make up for our mistakes. But it was an even trade from last game when the offense couldn't score at all, and they put up some points on the board. And with the last second throw, I'm playing 2 in my zone, and I put the Chiefs' dreams of making it to another Super Bowl to bed, coming up with a clutch pick, and there it was. The Cleveland Browns were headed to the Super Bowl game. No big contribution from me, but I was in the right place at the right time, and that was more than enough. And this was the moment my pops had been dreaming of since I was born, according to him. And this was the moment I had been waiting for ever since I got drafted. Ever since I was told I was off the Colorado team. Ever since they told me my career was over. This was what all that built up to, and I wasn't going to let it pass by without giving it all I had. All I can say is the front office did exactly what they needed to do in the draft because our defense carried all season. Look at Miles. Not only providing the pressure, but getting the strip and the recovery. And we're all in the end zone celebrating with him, making that huge play on the biggest stage of the season. This offense would score off that turnover, but we turn right around and give up a big play across the middle of the field for a Green Bay touchdown. It's 7-7, second quarter, and I want to make a play. Backpedal, turning my hips, watching the receiver's head turn and make an incredible catch in the air for the pick. And the way I came down, bro, the wind went right out of my body. There was no chance for a return, but we got the stop, and that's all that matters. You see me celebrating? I had to take a breath though. Let me take a quick nap. But it was time to tee up. I recognized the screen a little late, but with my speed, I blow past the lineman. Big stop for a loss. But I couldn't use my speed on this play as the receiver turns on the Jets. I wasn't ready, bro. And I give up the touchdown to tie this game up before half, but I couldn't beat myself up about it. I just needed to bounce back. And I thought I had my moment here on the field goal attempt. Before we went into the locker room, Green Bay actually missed the field goal. I caught it, tried to return it, but I took the wrong path. I should have went to the left. And that was the half. But coming back, it got worse. We're playing man, and I fell for the play action, leaving my man wide open for the easy touchdown. And I felt like a complete idiot for these mistakes I was making in the Super Bowl. We're only up 3 points, and this is make or break time. Fighting off the blocks, pursuing the ball, I get a nice stop on first down. But the very next play, bro, I'm just not locked in. Thought I could rely on my speed and I get exposed over the top, giving Green Bay the lead late in the fourth. And if we lose at this point, it's totally my fault. But the offense would score, giving Green Bay 1 minute to work with. I'm not getting beat again, bro. Swear. And I'm playing like 3 guys in my zone. I see the ball fly up, and just like in baseball, I go up with one hand like I'm still in a home run, but instead I'm still in this Super Bowl from Green Bay. Y'all can't tell me I don't do this for real. Big time turnover. Although I gave up 2 touchdowns, this was the one that mattered the most, and it was for game. The Cleveland Browns were the 2025 Super Bowl champions. And just like with the World Series, I didn't contribute much, but I did do enough to make sure we secured the win. What a crazy ride that season was. And I'm now a part of a small crowd that has ever won a championship in 2 sports. Not only that, but I played both of them at the same time. I'm not the greatest to ever do it like Deion, but they would have to talk about me for years to come until someone else did it, if someone else could do it. But I owe everything to my pops and my team, because while I was missing, they were still getting things done. Now, there was no way I could realistically play both sports for the rest of my career, and I would have to make a tough decision to either drop football or drop baseball. And in the end, I decided to drop football. But that's my story, and I'll catch y'all next time when y'all hear about my other brothers who did some pretty cool things. But I'll catch y'all then.